Have you ever wondered how some people seem to bounce back from heartbreak with grace and dignity? The secret lies in their mindset. The idea that we must wallow in misery after a breakup is a myth perpetuated by society and popular culture. In today's fast-paced world, breakups can feel like a devastating blow to our emotional well-being. Technology and social media often exacerbate these feelings, making it harder to heal and move on. The pain of separation is intensified by the constant reminders of our past relationship. But what if I told you that there is a way to not only overcome this pain, but also emerge stronger and wiser than before? Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to control our reactions and find strength within ourselves. Don't let your emotions dictate your life. Instead, use these Stoic lessons to regain control and move forward with confidence. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers timeless wisdom to help us navigate the turbulent waters of heartbreak. In this video, we will explore 10 Stoic lessons that can aid you in getting over a breakup. These principles are not about suppressing your emotions, but understanding them and finding a path to resilience and inner peace. By embracing Stoic teachings, you can transform your perspective on breakups and find a hidden strength within yourself that you never knew existed. Let's start with a quote that's going to hit home. Sometimes you have to let go to see if there was anything worth holding on to. This quote suggests that detachment can be a necessary step in understanding the true value of a relationship. In the context of a breakup, it implies that by stepping back and allowing yourself to let go, you gain the clarity to evaluate the relationship more objectively. But before we dive into the 10 Stoic lessons, let's understand the concept of resilience in the context of breakups. Resilience is the ability to recover and adapt after the end of a relationship. It's about finding the strength to move forward despite the emotional pain and upheaval that breakups often bring. Understanding and cultivating resilience can transform how you experience and cope with a breakup. The nature of breakups. Breakups are inherently painful because they involve the loss of a significant emotional connection. This loss can lead to feelings of sadness, rejection, and uncertainty about the future. It's natural to grieve the end of a relationship, but resilience helps you navigate this grief and emerge stronger. Key aspects of resilience. Acceptance of reality. The first step in building resilience is accepting the reality of the breakup. Denial and avoidance can prolong pain and hinder healing. By acknowledging what has happened, you can begin to process your emotions and start the journey of recovery. Emotional regulation. Resilience involves managing your emotions in a healthy way. It's normal to feel a wide range of emotions after a breakup, from anger and sadness to relief and hope. Stoic principles encourage you to observe these emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Practices like mindfulness and meditation can help you stay grounded and calm. Shifting perspective. Changing how you view the breakup can significantly impact your healing process. Instead of seeing it as a failure or solely focusing on the negatives, try to view it as an opportunity for growth. What can you learn from this experience? How can it make you a better person or prepare you for future relationships? Self-compassion. Being kind to yourself during this difficult time is crucial. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same understanding and care that you would offer a friend in a similar situation. Recognize that it's okay to feel hurt and that healing takes time. Before we begin our journey into ancient wisdom, please take a moment for a small but meaningful task. In the comments below, type, "I deserve to be loved, universe," as we prepare to explore the transformative powers of these sacred ingredients. Together, let's embrace the healing and enlightenment that awaits us. 1. Differentiate between opinion and fact. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your thoughts after a breakup, as if everything was falling apart? It's natural to feel this way, but what if you could ease some of that pain by sorting your thoughts into two categories: facts and opinions? This simple Stoic technique can make a big difference. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us the importance of distinguishing between what is truly happening and the stories we tell ourselves about what is happening. The Stoics believed that by focusing only on what we know for sure, the facts, we can maintain our inner peace and avoid unnecessary suffering. The core idea here is to realize that events themselves do not upset us, but rather our opinions about them do. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "It's not events that disturb people, it's their judgments concerning them." This means that by separating facts from opinions, you can see the situation more clearly and respond with greater calmness and wisdom. In Stoicism, an opinion is viewed as an assumption or judgment that goes beyond the observable facts. These opinions are often influenced by our emotions, biases, and past experiences. In contrast, a fact is an objective reality that doesn't change regardless of your feelings or beliefs about it. For instance, consider a common scenario after a breakup. The fact might be, "My partner and I have ended our relationship." An opinion might be, "I'll never find love again," or "This breakup means I am unlovable." These opinions, while understandable, are not facts. They are interpretations and predictions that may cause unnecessary anguish. When you start separating facts from opinions, you begin to challenge the validity of your negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought a fact or just my interpretation? This practice not only applies to breakups, but can also help in everyday situations where emotions run high, such as disagreements with friends or family, or challenges at work. Remember, each time you catch yourself building stories in your head based on your fears and insecurities, pause and remind yourself of what is factually true. This habit will not only help you heal from your breakup more gracefully, but will also empower you to face life's challenges with more resilience and clarity. You deserve to approach life with confidence and the belief that I deserve to be loved. Embracing the wisdom of Stoicism can guide you towards healing and finding peace in the knowledge that while relationships can end, your capacity for love and growth remains. Keep moving forward, one fact at a time. 2. Use negative visualization. Imagine you're having a really tough day. Things just can't seem to get worse. Now, picture something even more challenging happening. Oddly enough, thinking this way can actually help you feel better about where you are right now. This is the essence of negative visualization, a technique used by the ancient Stoics to help manage emotions and expectations. The Stoics, a group of philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, practiced negative visualization to increase their appreciation of life and strengthen their emotional resilience. They believed that by imagining the loss of things they valued, they would cherish them more deeply and remain balanced during times of actual loss. Let's bring this into the context of relationships. When you go through a breakup, it's natural to feel like you've hit rock bottom. Using negative visualization, consider how things could have been even worse. Perhaps the relationship could have ended in a more dramatic or damaging way, or imagine still being in a relationship that was making you unhappy. By contemplating these scenarios, you realize that your current situation, while tough, is not the worst-case scenario. This doesn't minimize your pain, but helps to manage it by putting it into perspective. This technique also extends beyond personal loss. For instance, consider if you had never met your partner at all. You would have missed out on the good times you shared, even if they eventually led to a breakup. This thought can shift your focus from what you've lost to what you've gained, like valuable life lessons or personal growth, which are significant in their own right. Moreover, negative visualization can be a preventive tool. By regularly pondering potential losses, you become less shocked when they occur. This mental preparation can make you more resilient and less reactive to changes, fostering a steadier emotional state. As you apply this Stoic wisdom, remember that each challenge in life, including a breakup, is an opportunity to reaffirm your self-worth and capacity to handle adversity. You deserve to be loved not just by others, but also by yourself. Embracing this self-love is crucial in moving forward. So, while it may seem counterintuitive, consider the worst that could happen, not to dwell on fear, but to fortify your appreciation of the present and build resilience for the future. This practice isn't about expecting the worst, but about being prepared and appreciative, making the most of now, because you understand deeply that I deserve to be loved, and that starts with loving yourself. 3. Emulate Stoic role models. Have you ever wondered how some people stay calm and strong no matter what life throws at them? These individuals often have role models, heroes who guide them on how to act in tough times. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, suggests we can learn a lot by emulating the qualities of wise and virtuous individuals. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus lived lives full of challenges, but managed these with dignity and rational thinking. They taught that we should admire and mimic the virtues of those who embody wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. By following their examples, we can face our own struggles more effectively. Let's dive deeper into how this works, especially in relationships. Marcus Aurelius, for example, faced numerous personal and professional challenges, yet he always responded with patience and understanding. He believed that we should not let external events disturb our peace of mind, and instead focus on our reactions, which are within our control. In the context of a breakup, consider how a Stoic philosopher would handle heartache. They would likely take a moment to reflect rather than react impulsively. They would look at the situation objectively, understand their emotions, and then decide the best course of action based on reason. This approach helps in managing the pain and moving forward more thoughtfully. This Stoic practice of emulating role models is not about copying someone else's life, but about incorporating their virtues into our own lives. It encourages us to ask ourselves, what would Marcus Aurelius do? This question can guide us towards actions that are aligned with our best selves. Moreover, by admiring the virtues in others, we learn to see those same qualities within ourselves. Every relationship, no matter how it ends, gives us a chance to grow and strengthen these virtues. It teaches us resilience, helps us develop compassion, and ultimately enhances our ability to love and be loved. Remember, you are capable of immense strength and resilience. You deserve to be loved, not just by others, but also by yourself. In difficult times, think of your Stoic role models. Let their wisdom guide you to treat yourself with kindness and respect. Just as they found peace amidst chaos, you too can navigate the challenges of a breakup with grace and wisdom. Emulating these role models is a path to discovering that you are worthy of love and capable of giving it, even when times are tough. 4. Practice non-attachment. Have you ever held on to something so tightly that letting go seemed impossible? It might be a treasured object, a dream, or even a relationship. But sometimes, holding on too tightly can cause more pain than letting go. This is where the Stoic practice of non-attachment comes into play. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us the value of non-attachment not as a way to detach from life, but as a method to experience it fully without being controlled by our desires and fears. The Stoics believed that by not attaching our happiness solely to people, possessions, or outcomes, we could maintain inner peace and happiness, regardless of external circumstances. Non-attachment means understanding that while you can enjoy life's experiences, you shouldn't depend on them for your happiness or sense of self. This is especially relevant in relationships. Often we might find ourselves so entwined with our partners that their mood and choices dictate our happiness. By practicing non-attachment, we learn to love and care while also maintaining our independence and emotional resilience. Imagine a relationship where each partner respects and loves the other, but also values their own well-being and personal growth. They are together because they choose to be, not because they feel they must be. This approach minimizes fear, insecurity, and dependence, which are often the roots of conflict and dissatisfaction in relationships. Applying non-attachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you approach relationships from a place of wholeness. You enter them not out of neediness or fear of loneliness, but from a desire to share your already complete life with someone else. This mindset shift is powerful. It turns relationships into a choice rather than a necessity. Moreover, non-attachment helps you handle breakups with grace. If a relationship ends, it can certainly be painful, but the Stoic practice of non-attachment allows you to move on more peacefully, knowing that your happiness is not solely dependent on another person. As you embrace non-attachment, remember that you deserve to be loved, not because you need someone to complete you, but because you are whole on your own. Loving and being loved should enhance your life, not define it. So, let this be your mantra. I deserve to be loved. Love yourself first, know your worth, and approach relationships with a full heart, but open hands ready to embrace whatever comes, yet free to let go when necessary. This is the essence of non-attachment and the key to enduring happiness and peace. 5. Reframe the narrative. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. This old saying captures the essence of reframing the narrative, a powerful technique that can turn a painful breakup into a stepping stone for personal growth. Stoic wisdom teaches us that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we interpret and respond to these events. The Stoics believed that every obstacle is an opportunity to practice virtues like resilience, courage, and wisdom. By reframing the narrative, we change our perspective on the events in our lives, seeing them not as misfortunes, but as chances to grow and learn. Let's apply this to the end of a relationship. Instead of viewing a breakup solely as a loss or failure, you can choose to see it as an opening to learn more about yourself, to develop strength, and to refine what you truly want in a partner. For instance, if a relationship ended because of differing values, rather than dwelling on the pain of separation, focus on how this experience has taught you the importance of matching life values with a future partner. This shift in perspective turns a negative experience into a valuable lesson that prepares you for a healthier relationship in the future. Furthermore, reframing the narrative can help heal the wounds of betrayal or disappointment. If you were let down or betrayed, instead of seeing yourself as a victim, consider how this situation has made you wiser and more discerning. Recognize that overcoming this challenge has equipped you with a deeper understanding of trust and the signs of a reliable partner. In the journey of reframing your breakup narrative, it's important to acknowledge your emotions and give yourself permission to grieve. However, transitioning your focus towards personal growth and future opportunities can transform the way you view the breakup. It's about finding the silver lining and moving forward with a sense of purpose and optimism. As you rewrite the story of your breakup, remember that every chapter in your life contributes to your growth. Embrace this period of transformation as a testament to your resilience. You deserve to be loved, and that starts with loving and valuing yourself. By reframing the narrative, you're not just surviving the breakup, you're turning it into a foundation for future happiness, affirming the belief that I deserve to be loved, firstly, by yourself. 6. Cultivate indifference to external things. Have you ever felt like your happiness depends on something or someone outside of yourself? If so, you're not alone, but there's a powerful way to change this mindset and find peace. This method is known as cultivating indifference to external things, a key teaching of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, an ancient school of thought, teaches that true contentment comes from within, not from our circumstances or possessions. According to Stoics, we should strive to be indifferent to things outside our control, focusing instead on our own actions and responses. This doesn't mean we don't care about life or people. Rather, it means we don't let external factors disturb our inner peace. In relationships, this Stoic practice can be particularly transformative. Often, we pin our happiness on our partners or the status of our relationships. When things go well, we're happy. When they don't, we're miserable. But imagine approaching relationships with a mindset of indifference towards the things you cannot control, like your partner's moods, choices, or even the relationship's outcome. Instead, focus on being compassionate, understanding, and true to your values, regardless of how the other person acts. For example, if a relationship ends, Stoicism would guide you to accept the situation calmly and focus on your own growth and response, rather than spiraling into despair over something that is ultimately out of your hands. This approach doesn't diminish the pain of a breakup, but empowers you to recover and find stability more quickly. Applying this Stoic wisdom can help you build relationships that are more fulfilling and less stressful. By not overreacting to the ups and downs, you maintain your composure and demonstrate to yourself and others that you are resilient and independent. Moreover, this practice extends beyond personal relationships. It can be applied to all areas of life, such as your career, finances, and personal achievements. By being less attached to outcomes, you are better able to enjoy the journey and face challenges with a clear, focused mind. As you cultivate indifference to external things, you will find that your need for external validation decreases. You'll start to understand and truly believe that I deserve to be loved, not because of what you achieve or whom you're with, but because you are a complete, self-sufficient individual. Embracing this mantra can radically transform your approach to life and relationships, leading to a deeper, more genuine sense of happiness and love. 7. Practice amor fati, love of fate. Life doesn't always go according to plan sometimes. It seems to veer off course in the most unexpected and challenging ways. But what if you could embrace every twist and turn with open arms? This is where the Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, comes into play. Amor fati is a Latin phrase that translates to love of fate or love of one's fate. This Stoic principle encourages us to accept and even cherish everything that happens in our lives, including our struggles and losses. It's about seeing every event, no matter how difficult, as something beneficial. The Stoics believed that every experience has the potential to contribute to our growth and wisdom. In relationships, practicing amor fati means embracing both the joys and the challenges. For example, consider a relationship that has ended. While it's natural to feel sadness and loss, amor fati teaches us to appreciate the relationship for what it was, and to see the breakup as an opportunity for personal growth and new beginnings. It's about trusting that the end of one chapter sets the stage for the next, possibly even more fulfilling one. This mindset can be applied to all aspects of life, not just romantic relationships. Whether it's a job loss, a failed project, or an unexpected move, each of these situations can be seen as a necessary step on your life's path. By loving our fate, we remove resistance to the inevitable changes and upheavals that life throws our way, and we open ourselves up to finding new meaning and possibilities in these events. Embracing amor fati does not mean being passive or resigning yourself to whatever happens. Instead, it's an active acceptance and a commitment to making the best of things. It's about shifting from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What can I learn from this?" This change in perspective is empowering. It turns potential victims into proactive learners and adapters. As you practice amor fati, remind yourself that you are worthy of love and happiness, regardless of the circumstances. "I deserve to be loved" is not just a mantra, but a declaration of self-worth that should be held firmly, especially in challenging times. Loving your fate means first loving yourself enough to believe that you are deserving of good things coming from whatever life offers you. So, let's love our fate, because through this love we find strength, resilience, and the unshakable belief that no matter what happens, we are always moving towards something great. Remember, I deserve to be loved, and part of that love comes from embracing my fate, whatever it may be. 8. Maintain your equanimity. Life often feels like a roller coaster, filled with ups and downs. In the midst of these fluctuations, finding a steady, calm state of mind, what the Stoics call equanimity, can be your greatest asset. The ancient Stoic philosophers taught that maintaining equanimity means keeping your cool, no matter what happens around you. It's about responding to joy and distress with the same level of calmness. This doesn't mean you don't feel emotions. Rather, you don't let them control you. You experience them without letting them overthrow your peace of mind. In the realm of relationships, equanimity is especially powerful. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a partner. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, you take a moment to breathe and respond calmly. This approach can prevent the situation from escalating and lead to a more constructive conversation. By maintaining your composure, you keep the dialogue open and respectful, paving the way for resolving conflicts more effectively. Stoicism teaches that we should expect challenges and disruptions as natural parts of life. When a relationship ends, it's easy to become overwhelmed by sadness or bitterness. However, if you practice equanimity, you can accept the breakup with a balanced perspective. You acknowledge the pain, but also recognize that this ending, like all things, is a part of your life's journey. This acceptance allows you to move forward without bitterness, learning from the experience and growing stronger. Equanimity also helps in dealing with the highs of relationships. When things are going wonderfully, it's easy to become overly excited or dependent on this happiness. Stoics, however, would advise enjoying the moment without becoming attached to it. This way, if circumstances change, you're better prepared and less likely to be thrown off balance. To cultivate equanimity, start by observing your reactions to small inconveniences or pleasures daily. Practice responding to both with a calm and steady attitude. Over time, this practice will build your emotional resilience, making it easier to maintain equanimity when bigger challenges or joys arise. Remember, maintaining your equanimity is a form of self-love and respect. It means valuing your peace of mind enough not to let external circumstances disrupt it. And as you learn to stay balanced in the waves of life, remind yourself, I deserve to be loved, not only by others, but also, and most importantly, by myself. This mantra can guide you back to your calm center, no matter what storms may come. 9. Focus on the present. Have you ever caught yourself lost in thoughts about what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow? It's easy to get tangled up in the past or anxious about the future, especially after a breakup. But there's a powerful way to find peace and regain control. Focus on the present. Stoic philosophers teach us that the only true reality is the present moment. Everything else, our memories of the past and our worries for the future, is somewhat out of our control and often not as real as we think. By focusing on the present, we align ourselves with Stoic wisdom, which guides us to concentrate on what we can control right now. This Stoic approach is all about living in the moment and handling what's directly in front of us. For example, after a breakup, you might find yourself replaying past conversations or imagining future encounters with your ex. This can lead to feelings of sadness or anxiety. Instead, Stoicism would advise you to notice these thoughts, then gently guide your focus back to the present, perhaps by engaging deeply in your current activities or by simply observing your surroundings and how you're physically feeling in the moment. Focusing on the present helps in practical, everyday situations too. If you're feeling overwhelmed by loneliness or heartache, try focusing intently on a hobby, a physical activity, or even a simple task like organizing your space. This doesn't just distract you from painful thoughts, but also builds a foundation of peace and satisfaction in being self-sufficient and active in the now. Moreover, focusing on the present allows you to escape the cycle of regret and worry, and instead harness the potential of the moment to foster self-compassion and healing. Every moment you spend absorbed in the present is a step away from the pain of the past and a step toward reclaiming your happiness. As you practice being present, remember that you are worthy of love and happiness, right here, right now. You don't need to wait for someone else or for a future event to validate your worth. You deserve to be loved, and that starts with loving yourself and appreciating your life as it unfolds. So, let's breathe, let go of the past, stop worrying about the future, and embrace the moment. It's in these moments that we truly live and find the courage to heal and grow. Remember, I deserve to be loved, and that love starts with how I treat myself today. 10. Contemplate the impermanence of emotions. Ever noticed how the weather changes throughout the day? Just like the sun can break through after a storm, our emotions change too. This ever-changing nature of feelings is a powerful concept to grasp, especially when you're dealing with something as intense as a breakup. Stoic philosophers teach us a valuable lesson about the nature of our emotions. They are impermanent, just like everything else in life. This idea comes from a Stoic principle that encourages us to observe our emotions without becoming attached to them. By doing this, we understand that just as emotions arise, they also fade away. When you're in the middle of a breakup, it might feel like the sadness or anger will never end. However, Stoicism guides us to remember that these emotions, no matter how overwhelming, are temporary. Just as happiness comes and goes, so does pain. This doesn't mean that what you're feeling isn't real or valid. It simply means that it won't last forever. For instance, think about a time when you were really excited about something, a birthday, a holiday, or a special outing. That excitement was intense, but it didn't last indefinitely. Similarly, recall a moment when you were upset or disappointed. Those feelings eventually diminished too. Relationships can often amplify these emotional experiences, making them feel all-consuming. A relationship might end and bring about intense emotions, but over time, these emotions will subside and become less intense. Understanding this can be incredibly liberating. It allows you to experience your feelings without fear of being trapped in them forever. Knowing that this too shall pass can be a comforting thought during difficult times. Moreover, this Stoic view helps us build emotional resilience. By accepting the temporary nature of our emotions, we can face them head-on, learn from them, and then let them go when the time is right. It also encourages us to cherish the good moments while they last, adding depth to our appreciation of life's ups and downs. As you move forward, keep in mind that you are more than your emotions at any given moment. You deserve to be loved, and that starts with loving and accepting yourself through all your emotional states. Embrace your feelings, learn from them, and remember, just like the weather, they will change. And when they do, you'll find yourself stronger and more prepared for whatever comes next. This self-love and resilience are at the heart of the Stoic approach to life's challenges. By integrating these Stoic lessons into your life, you can navigate the painful aftermath of a breakup with greater clarity and strength.